Hey folks, Dan Shirley with Weasel Racing here. Just kind of giving an update on where I am right now with this engine swap for the Weasel. So, running through the wiring harness from the donor car. This came out of a 2008 Subaru Legacy, the 3.0R, because that's the engine that we're swapping in. So, engine's out in the garage in pretty good shape. But I had them also from PMP here in Pennsylvania. They ripped out this harness for me. I've been working on this for a couple days now. I've stripped actually a lot of it out. I have it all laid out here basically in the position it would be in the car. So this is the driver's side rear. Like just maintaining what I actually need. Like this back here is the harness, the plug for the fuel controller for the car. Everything off the right side is gone at this point. That was just lights and things of that nature. And just gradually going through and removing things, labeling stuff as I find it, where I'm not entirely sure what it might be or if I might need it. An example is this plug. I have a feeling this is something for power steering because of where it was. This was right next to the ABS plug, but I actually don't know. I've never seen a Subaru with a plug on the power steering reservoir. So I got to do a little bit more research and figure this out. I've got good wiring diagrams, so I'll probably be able to do that. Eventually it'll turn up. Then other things like this is for the ceiling or going up the A pillar from what I can tell, because I had this wire coming to what I believe to be the mirror dimmer. So I was able to narrow down what the heck this thing is. All of this will probably be able to be ripped out then. And then all I'm going to have left when I'm actually done with this, and I'm done removing everything that's not supposed to be here and not needed anymore, is basically my ECU. I am going to have everything running out still on this main plug. Most of this stuff is still going to be critical, stuff like the MAF sensor. I think I have a little bit in this brown plug from what somebody's telling me. O2 sensors are probably in this, and then the rest of it's for the transmission. And then it will still need to have, I believe, part of the body control module. The transmission control module is all going to get ripped out. I don't need any of that. And then some portion of this key, the ignition switch is going to need to be maintained. I think I can get rid of the giant part of it and just keep the very end of it here, this copper piece. You can see in there, this is actually how it detects the key, and I need to have the key from the 2008 for this whole thing to work, or else the immobilization won't let the ECU start the car. So there's a way to modify that to get that to still work. And then something that I still have to figure out is part of the immobilization is held up inside of this dash cluster. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this yet. Either I take this thing apart partially and jam it up in the dashboard somewhere, or maybe I reuse it in the 2005, but that's probably going to be a pain in the butt too. So I'll figure that out at some point down the road here. In the meantime, I'm going to just keep stripping out obvious stuff like the radio harnesses and everything else that I know that I don't need. I would say for sure, I have a bit of experience with car wiring, so I'm pretty comfortable with like what things are and where they're going. But it's super helpful. A friend of mine just sent a bunch of files here for the schematics for the car, just to be able to track down, like when I get to a relay, what other wires are coming out of it and what they're for and things. The wiring diagrams are critically helpful. I would only be able to get so far and probably still have a good chunk of wiring left that I'm just not positive what it is. Wiring diagrams are massively helpful, especially when you come up against something like this. This is apparently a joint for the entire CAN bus network in the car, which was pretty new at this point for Subaru. And that winds up being this weird plug hidden in here somewhere. I know that I found it yesterday. There we go. I had no idea what the heck this thing was until I found that multiple stuff had gone there, like the ABS had come into here. And then this was for the yaw sensor or something. So this kind of stuff I'm not going to need, but the rest of the CAN bus, these other wires in here are going to be critically important for this all to work. So yeah, diagrams are important for sure. So more to come. I'm going to probably spend a few more days on this at least to get all this out. And then I need to still get some things probably from Australia to get things landed here to get the standalone to work, and then the car should be ready to run. So yeah, that's it for now. Talk to you later.